everybody hear me?
Yes, you can.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Lukman,
You can.
and I'll be your moderator for today's session. Welcome to another episode of Book Review by Kaizen. Right, so this is we're reviewing Attitude is Everything by Jeff Keller, and so last week we did How Are You? So I think I should ask everybody how are you? How are we? How was your week? And how's your weekend going, basically? Right. I hope it's terrific. Mine is I'm enjoying myself basically. So yeah. So how are we? Right. Uh so this week, like I said, I'm the moderator for today, and I'm having the beautiful Abolaji Akombi as my reviewer. And she'll be taking us through what the book for today is about. So what's the book for today? Are you complaining? Stop complaining, sorry. Right. So she'll be telling us what is involved, or what are the things, what are the lessons, or what are the how did the book how does this chapter resonate with her, and how we should understand it, basically, right? So Abulaja, are you ready? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Are you going to have us now?
Please confirm you can hear
All right,
me.
so yeah, I can hear you. And I can see
Okay.
you too.
Okay,
All right,
that's
so
fine.
in a minute I'll be handing over the mic to you so you can tell us to stop complaining, or how we should deal with people that complain and complain generally. So, and how you understood or liked Jeff Keller's chapter of this book. So, thank you very much. You have the floor. Let us take us through. Like, okay, your mic is muted. Okay, I can't hear. Your mic is muted. You have to unmute your mic. All
Yeah,
right.
but I was struggling to
Okay.
mute. I think it stopped me from unmute.
Okay.
Okay. So I think
We're clear now.
yeah, I'll just start. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Lukman. Okay. Today we'll be talking about part two, lesson 8 of Attitude is Everything by Jeff Keller. And the title is Stop Complaining. So generally, as a person, are you a complainer or you're an optimistic person? Jeff Keller asked us to ask our friends and family about that aspect. If you're trying to be sure whether you're a complainer or an optimistic person, you can ask people around you. And if they tell you a complainer, then there's an issue. Okay, so I think I'll try to bring a story out of this. Okay, so I'll pick the story that Jeff Keller. So there's a man named Pedro, and this Pedro is in his or was in his twenties or is in his twenties. He moved to a new country 6 years before, and he was working with a company that was where they clean offices and homes. And Jeff Keller was just in his office that day and just asked him about the hurricane that happened in his homeland. And of course, um, Jeff Keller, how I said, he defined or he stated that Pedro was someone that is usually very upbeat and he always had a smile on his face. But the moment he asked that, the smile on his face and explained that he has not been able to reach out to his family, and hurricane devastated his homeland. A lot of people died and a lot of people lost their homes. And you can't imagine the agony that or what it takes for you to not be able to reach out to your family in that kind of instance. But still, that man was able to come to the office, have a smile on his face. We don't know whether he cried in his house or not, but when he was asked, he stated what the issue was, and he was able to say that while he was waiting for update on his family, he was working with relief organizations. He was donating. He was working with them to be able to relieve that disaster in his homeland. Who knows? Maybe the money he donated had helped family one way. He was not sure, but he was taking actions towards the problem that he had. And another time, and as at that time for Jeff, he was thinking of one inconsequential issue in terms of his business idea is not working at that time. And the moment he heard Pedro's situation, he thought about how petty it was for him to be thinking that way, and he was able to, have a better approach, or a more happy approach to his own day, to say, please, I don't have that much agony that Pedro is going through. For Pedro that is going through that, to still have an upbeat attitude, to still be able to smile that same day. What is my own issue? As in, it is very little to what Pedro was going through. So I think all of us can learn one or two from Pedro. Are you someone that you love to complain about your situations? Complainers love complainers. So you're someone that says, oh, I'm very tired, I have this so issue. Another complainer that you're talking to will most likely escalate the issue and tell you, you're only tired. Me, I had a flat tire, I'm tired, I have a headache, I have the flu. They will count many things that is also an issue for them. So you guys will just be having back and forth and be throwing back of who is more tired, who has the most issue, without even resolving your issue. So Jeff Keller was just saying, if you're sick, of course the best thing is for you to maybe take your drug, go to the hospital. Don't try to bring other people down with your own situation. So I've always realized that as a problem solver, you tend to attract people. And if you're a complainer, people tend to run away from you. If I have issues, and let me make it fact now. As a project manager, I don't think there's any situation where I have the opportunity to be a complainer. So I will just explain a bit. Of course, many projects get delayed, have challenges, they have risk. As a project manager, you're expected to identify those risks, to be able to look for solutions to those risks so that they don't affect your project. And still, with all those things in place, you might still have challenges as you go along. Your timeline might move, and must have everything. I will not go to my stakeholder and state complaints. I will not go and tell a business stakeholder and say, we're just having this issue where there's nothing we can do. Is that your work as a project manager? You're supposed to be able to manage the situation. You're supposed to be able to give solutions to what the issue is. Oh, these are the risks and these are the mitigations. This is what we need to do. Apologies, we might need to move the timeline, but this is what happened. This is the solution to the problem. Most times when I'm at work and I know that I have issues, I'll just go and sit beside my boss and say, boss, please, I have an issue. And I always go to him because I know he's a solution provider. And every time, one way or the other, if I go to him, he'll say, so what should we do? Because he wants you to also come up with your own solution. And from there, you guys can come together and be able to solve that issue. So I'll ask again, are you a complainer? And if you are, you need to change. Because, Jeff Keller stated that complainers are people that don't have perspective. That means you don't know what is, or you're not able to focus on what is important in life. So let me ask again. You might be going through issues, and I think it's actually human for us to complain once in a while. There's no issue when it comes to maybe talking to a friend. Most times when I want to complain, it's human. But do you do it constantly? That is where the issue comes from. So as a person, my major person, my listener the most is my best friend. So I'll call my best friend, I'll complain. I know she will come up with a solution for me. I already even know the solution sometimes, but I just need a listening ear. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with sharing your experience. There's nothing wrong with you stating your problems in terms of searching for solutions to your problem. But if you are someone that complains a lot, your focus will only be on the problem. You would not be focused on getting solutions to your problem, which is the main thing that you're expected to pick up from this chapter. So, and I like what Jeff said. Jeff said that in your life, I think you should always take the gratitude approach. I will explain that. So I might be having issues at my workplace, but I have many things that I'm grateful for. I have a lot of things that I should be grateful for in the day. I'm alive. I have a good job, even though I have issues in that job. My family is alive. I didn't wake up to someone being dead or my loved ones being dead. I have a lot of things to, be grateful for in life. So why not, by the time you think you probably have an issue, have someone in your life, a friend, a family that you can talk to them, and look for solutions to that problem. It will give you perspective. It will give you perspective to what the issue is. You can break it down with that person, and can resolve your issue. Sometimes the issue might not even have a resolution, but you can lessen or focusing on a resolution might lessen the problem for you one way or the something just have something to do. And I also state an example. We all know that Nigeria is as it is. Right now, you can go to the market now and everything, the prices have changed. You bought that same thing last week, but this week, nothing else. Like this week is maybe 4,000, 5,000 more expensive than what you or the price you got it the last week. And of course, or how will I say it? This economy, the way to approach it is just to ensure that you're not living above your means. If you're living above your means, you have a lot of issues. But as a person, you can sit down, check all your expenses. Where can I make compromises? Because if you complain and keep complaining, everybody is going through it. But what are you doing as a person to resolve the issue? So I can advise that you can be someone that will sit down with your expenses, you look for where to compromise. If you're someone that likes picnic before, you can start buying Dano Coca, it's less expensive. All these things. You can start, breaking down your budget, breaking down your all those things that you usually enjoy. Of course, it's not a bad thing to once in a while enjoy those things, but you need to know that you need to manage yourself, this economy and this situation. And I also use my younger sister as an example. So young ones right now, most times don't have a good perspective of life. So at this time, some people say there's no job out there, there's nothing that we're doing. But I have a sister that she's doing an NYC. She does 9 to 5. Yeah. And she also has a small business where she's selling jewelry. Sometimes, you can tell her to buy materials for you and all those things. She will also get them. She's making small money out of those things. And one day she came to me and told me, Bolaji, should I start working on my icon? I said, yes. As young as you are, that's when you're even supposed to start to get all these things. And as much as me, I'm always saying, thank God it's Friday. She doesn't have any free day anymore because during the weekends, she's always going for icon lessons. And during the weekdays, she's always at the office. But she's not someone that complains about it. She's always still updates. And but like, yeah, I have a gist for you. And then that kind of person, you want to be around them most of the time. So basically, I don't know if I've missed my time, but basically, we should, okay, thank you. So we should start having a more positive attitude towards life and stop complaining all the time. So as a complainer, what it does to you is it makes you a downer. People will not want to be around you. Secondly, you'll be weighing yourself down because you keep stating what the problem is and you are not looking for solution. So you are weighing yourself down. You are putting yourself in a bad mood already. So it's not a good place. And as the complainer, the third thing that would happen is that you will not be able to have perspective of a solution. All you think about or all you focus on is the problem. And, that will not help you in any way. In situations where, okay, you also talked about something like maybe the weather. We all know that this time of the time in this Nigeria, you need to be holding your umbrella everywhere. If you have raincoat, carry it. If you have your slippers that is like rubber that will not spoil, carry it so that in case the rain meets you on the way. Of course, the rainy days sometimes, maybe because you need to be working in water, especially in Lagos, that is maybe waterlogged. What is, sometimes it can spoil your mood. But don't let it, it's a condition that you cannot change. So don't let it affect you. Don't let it affect your day. So people, that mood from morning is what they will take till evening and they will be affecting everybody around them. So please, as from now, it's not a bad thing to complain to your loved ones once in a while. It's not a bad thing to look for solutions to your problem. To state your problem and people will give you solutions to it is not a bad thing. But however, if you do it constantly, that is where the issue is. So we all need to, have a better approach. And of course, I'll just give us an exercise on this place. Not an exercise, of course, but as we are now, let's think of what we are grateful for. What are you grateful for? You get. You can help us drop it in the chat too. I'm grateful to be alive. I might not. There are some things that might be going on in my life that I might not like, but I'm grateful that I'm not sick. Many people are in the hospital right now, and they are trying to look for money to pay hospital bills. Many people died this morning. Many people, lost their job. You still have yours. Please just be writing it in the chat what you are grateful for. What are you grateful for today? What are you might be going through issues. That's fine. It might be that you might not be able to pay your children's school fees now, but your children are alive. Your children are not sick. God is still protecting them. You are alive too. You are not getting any other bad news. It's something to be grateful for. So always take the gratitude approach. If you're going through something in life, just try once in a while to retrieve those things you're grateful for, the blessings in your life. And it might not solve what the problem is at that point, but it will give you an upbeat attitude. It will lift your mood to say, thank God I'm grateful. Sometimes you hear the news that children being bombed, hospitals being bombed. Are you in Iraq where there's constant war? Are you in Sudan? Are you in a place where there's always natural disasters, hurricane, volcanoes, many things that we hear that happen? Of course, in this Nigeria, we know our own problem is bad governance one way or the other. But I think God did not say in a collabo for us, natural disaster and bad governance. But at least the one that we have, we're managing it small. There's a way to manage that process. So you are not in those situations. I don't think we can fathom what those people are going through. People that are in Gaza. You don't know what they are going through. You cannot imagine it. You can only be compassionate about it. But you can never ever imagine what it means to lose your home, to not have a home, to lose your shelter, to lose your family. In the blink of an eye, your family members can die. You can die. So that is way lesser. Like by the time you think about it, the magnitude of that issue, so whatever it is you're going through now, it is way lesser, no matter how much. I'm not sure. People will say don't quantify people's problem. You can actually. Those people are going way more than what you are going through. So please just drop in what you're grateful for. We're alive. We're happy. As much as Nigeria is Nigerian, at least we're able to eat. We have something to drink. We're alive, basically. So please always take the gratitude approach. I know that people love to be around solution providers. People love to be around optimistic people rather than people that are downers. I call them downers. If you're a complainer, you're constantly complaining, I will avoid you. That people will most likely not even respect you because you will not be a solution provider. You will always be someone that even brings up more problem than what is on the ground. So please, let's change our attitude, let's change our approach and be more optimistic, complain less. Thank you very much. I think this is where we're ending.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Abolaji. That was beautiful. So let's all be optimistic and stop complaining. Basically, right? Nobody likes a complainer, like everybody has said, like you said, like Jeff Keller said. And I don't know, for the longest time, I've always been hearing that, okay, do not complain, right? If there's a problem, what is the solution? The problem has happened. It has happened already, right? So, well, what's the next thing you have to do to move forward? How do you fix the problem, or how do you tackle it? So basically, right before now, even if this emphasized it, I already know that when there's a problem, you look for a solution and you try as much as possible not to complain. Yes, it's not interesting, it's not good, it's not even cool at all, right? But there's almost little or nothing you can do about something that already happened. You can only try to fix it, make it better. So thank you very much for that beautiful review and those sweet words of advice and motivation of how we should follow through with this. So we have 9 minutes to attend to contributions, suggestions, questions, and what are the all that. So if you have any of those, just raise up your hand in the mic, use the hand emoji reaction button, and I'll call you and we'll hear what you have for us before time is exhausted today. So anyone, you know what this thing? Exactly. Okay. Saad Rashid. Hope I got that right. Okay, let's have you. Let's have you. You know, if you can unmute your mic, please. We have 2 minutes and
All right, good
you
evening.
drop your mic. Good evening.
Yeah, thank you, Abolaji. I really appreciate the section. Thank you so much. My question goes thus: what if I actually have someone who is probably he is my friend, or he like complaining often and often? I don't know, maybe she can just do based on what she said, maybe she can just do the recap on how I can talk to him so that maybe he can stop complaining.
Okay.
Should I go ahead?
Yeah, please. Yes, please.
Okay. So, if you have a friend that complains a lot, I think you might be in the position to always come to. So, I think complainers don't like people that bring solutions to their problem. So, when someone complains to you, one way or the other, you as someone that maybe does not complain a lot, you are someone that probably has a solution, providing approach to life. You can constantly bring up solutions in that aspect and be like, my friend, there's nothing you can do in this aspect. However, how you can go in, so this is how you can go about resolving this issue. Give him, some advice in terms of how we can resolve the issue. And constantly, when he sees that he's complaining to you, and most times all you provide is you have to provide the solution, you're not listening to complain, constant nagging. You too might tend to start trying to, change his approach to life. And maybe he will just be coming to you with problems and you'll be providing solutions rather than always nagging about the same thing all the time. So that would be my own advice in terms of that.
All right. Any other person wants to attend to that question? Anybody has a different approach to it? Okay.
Sorry, Lukman, I don't have a
Yeah.
different approach, and thank you, Abolaji, for that. I just
Okay.
want to voice over what I dropped in the chat, which is when people complain, they tend to forget that they have more reasons to be grateful than complaining. So, Rashid, if you have a friend that keeps complaining, change the conversation like Jeff Keller used the approach he adopted in the book to remind the person about what the person should be grateful for. For example, somebody is complaining that I do not have admission into a university, whereas that same person is healthy. The person has a job where the person is earning, no matter how small it is. A lot of things. So when people complain, they often forget about the aspects that they are enjoying. A lot of us are complaining about Nigeria today. Nigeria is bad. Well, is this? Honestly, they are genuine concern. We need to feel bad about it. We need to complain, so to say. However, we are still enjoying some things in this same country. People living outside Nigeria earning pounds and dollars. Some of them do not have a bit of breathing space that we have. So so when your friend complains, just remind them about things to be grateful for, right? And if the person refuses to listen, I'm not sure you can kill yourself. It's just to keep reminding the person of the good things of life. And Abolaji, I want to say a big thank you to you. Lukman, over to
All
you.
right. Yeah. So basically, I feel like like everybody has said, like you said, just remind them there's always something to be grateful for. There's always something that you have better than others, right? Even if they are good at have better than you, there's always something that you have better than 1,001 other people. So while you are complaining about that, just take a peek at the things that are better for you than other people and look for how you can better the problem that you're facing currently. So basically, just be grateful for it. There's always a solution to every problem too. So yeah. So any other person, any other question, contribution? We still have like 4 minutes. Let's use it. Wait, I'm looking for that hand. Let me scroll through. Okay, okay. All right. So I'm not seeing anybody hand, right? Okay, Bowie. Okay, let's have you. You have 2 minutes. Yeah, still have 2 minutes. So yes,
Hello, can you hear me? Hello?
yeah, I can hear you. Yes,
My name is David, and I'm new to the channel, but
David.
I really enjoyed my time, listening to the speaker. I wanted to
So did you say
contribute.
you are new to the channel?
Yeah, I'm new. I'm new. This is my first time.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice to meet you.
I wanted to talk about the
Okay.
complaints. We have two types of, complaining. We have the constructive complaint, and we have the unconstructive one. Let me give an example of what I mean. For the unconstructive complaint, for example, now you keep on complaining about a project you're working on being a disaster. You're looking at everything that's going wrong and nothing is getting done properly. You're always focusing on frustration instead of offering any specific details that can improve that project. You understand what I'm trying to say? You provide no direction. There's no improvement. There's no solution. I always focus on the negativity. It brings down morale, and it makes the work tedious. It makes it look like you're not offering anything. While the constructive complaint is the kind of complaint whereby solutions are brought out. For example, let me give an example. We are facing delays in a project, and probably because of communication or lack of ideas. But I would like to, confirm if there are other ways we can, work about this project and do it better. That's another way to complain. But you're bringing out specific goals so that as to find a solution to that complaint. So I feel like complaining in itself is not really. We have the good one and the bad one. I want us to understand that. There's the one that brings down productivity and morale, and there's the complaint that brings out solution. Because there's some issues you have to work out through that needs complaining. So I wanted to just get that out.
Thank you very much for that, David. That was a beautiful POV. All right. So thank you very much for that. So we have constructive and destructive complaints. Constructive one that you provide solution alongside your complaint. You look at it, better way of viewing it, and destructive, headless complaint, I guess. All right, that was beautiful. David, thank you for joining. I don't know how you joined from, but it was nice to have you. Please do well to join the group, and so you can get updated current as the review go by. We do it every Saturday, and we'd love to have you here. Thank you very much. So, okay, we have just 1 minute on the clock, and we'll call today's session a wrap. So, if you have anything to say, now is the time to say whatever you want to say before we call it a wrap. I'm not going to call it a wrap until 8 o'clock on the dot. I'm going to finish my time. So, well,
don't forget to join
okay.
us. I'll drop the links in terms of the group and also the link to subscribe to our YouTube channels where
everybody, please,
yes.
Everybody, I'm enjoying you to follow us on all social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, X, and Facebook, LinkedIn. And if you miss or you do not understand or you want to go back and check what we reviewed, the things we've said, go to YouTube, you'll find it there. Every session is live. We upload it to YouTube so you can always visit it. Nothing is lost. So do also follow us on all those platforms and enjoy our content. Thank you very much. Don't worry, we're cooking a lot more is coming. Thank you. And it's a wrap, 8 o'clock on the dot. And thank you very much for coming. I'll see you all next week, same time, same place. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.